Here we go, folks. Brian Blessing in Las Vegas, BangTheBook.com, and we are focused on, I'll say it out loud, Week 10 in the NFL. Horrifying how fast the season's going by. Weather's going to change in the football games. Hey, it's changed here in Vegas. I got the hooded sweatshirt on. Getting a little chilly here, too. Always follow along on Twitter at BangTheBook. Listen to the Sports Betting Podcast with our buddy Adam Burke. I join Adam each and every Tuesday, and you can follow me on Twitter at Brian Blessing. Let's go. Where are the numbers going to go for you in Week 10 in the NFL? Buffalo and the Jets. It's come down a touch. 7.5. The Jets are favored. Total in the game is 36.5. The whole thing is predicated on, will Josh Allen return to the lineup for the Bills, who've been an absolute dog's breakfast in terms of what they can do offensively. Their defense shows up each and every week. Sam Darnold's running hot and cold for the Jets. Points will be at a premium, but the one thing is, if Josh Allen was playing for the Bills 2 weeks ago against New England, they'd have won that game. They're desperate to get the kid back, but they may err on the side of caution with him. But as bad as it's been, Buffalo could be a play-on team in December. We'll tell you more about that in upcoming videos. Atlanta and Cleveland. Atlanta's a 4-point favorite, totals 51. Was last week a tipping point? Did Atlanta send you a message? This is a team that's capable of making a push. They're on a winning streak right now, but most importantly, Matt Ryan, the weather was good, but Matt Ryan and the Falcons offense went up and down the field outdoors on grass. That's a big deal for this Atlanta Falcons team, who are on a dead run right now. Cleveland second week with Greg Williams as their head coach. New Orleans and Cincinnati, 4.5 on the Saints, totals 54. Saints signed Dez Bryant. I don't think it has much of an impact at the moment. I don't know that it has much of an impact down the road. The one thing I will tell you is that New Orleans has played a gauntlet of a schedule the last 3 games and beat the Rams in the game of the year in the NFL, or at least one of them. The New England KC game was great. This could be a letdown spot for New Orleans. And they're going on the road to take on Cincinnati, who will be without A.J. Green. The total's up there at 54. If it's a letdown spot, maybe not as many points as you might think will be put up this week. Washington, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's a 3-point favorite, total of 52. Washington was in the catbird's feet, couldn't get the job done at home against Atlanta at home, as we just alluded to. But this is a team in the NFC East that is wide open, and at the moment it seems like nobody wants it. New England and Tennessee. New England 6.5 on the road, totals 46.5. New England got it together against the Packers. No Gronkowski. They may err on the side of caution with a bye right around the corner, but they are a different team. But at the Patriots, it's amazing. Gronkowski's out. They use Patterson, a wide receiver at running back, and they find ways to win. But Tennessee, that defense looked pretty salty against the Cowboys. Miami and Green Bay. Green Bay 9.5, totals 47.5. It's a frustrating season going on for the Green Bay Packers. The only good thing for them at the moment is they reside in the NFC North, where a win streak could get you right back in it. Jacksonville and Indianapolis, these teams, Indy's a 3-point favorite, and the total is 47, always trying to get ahead of the curve. I tell you, 6 weeks ago, this number would have been Jacksonville -3 on the road. The Jags have been asleep at the switch. Detroit and Chicago, the Bears are 6.5-point favorites. The Bears are playing some pretty good football, and they've been able to win games without Khalil Mack. And it was this weird dynamic, by the way, for the Bears. They're playing a division game here against Detroit, who could do nothing against Minnesota. The Bears just got done playing 4 games in a row out of conference against AFC East opponents, and they fared pretty good. Arizona and Kansas City, 16.5 for KC in this spot. The total on the game is 50. Oh, you look at this and you're thinking it's a boat race, but it's human nature. KC, Rams in the on-deck circle, still tough to go to Arrowhead with Arizona. But if there's a letdown, the video game offense continues to work. Maybe they have a letdown on defense, and the over's the way to go. Chargers and Raiders. Chargers 9.5 on the road. The total in the game is 50. Oakland's an unmitigated disaster. And you know what? I mean, the Chargers aren't the kind of team that goes running around blowing teams out, but they're winning close games. Not the backdoor cover anymore. Chargers making a sincere push, looking like they're going to make the playoffs this year. Seattle and the Rams. Rams are 10-point favorites. Total on the game is 51. Russell Wilson threw one bad pass last week, but he's dynamic, and Seattle's maybe a little better than we thought. But this Rams team, first loss of the season, sometimes there's that bubble burst theory, but I think they react and react with a stone in their shoe. I think you see a boatload of points in this game. 50.5 is the total. Then we get to Dallas and Philly. Philly 6.5-point favorites, total 43. Watch for Philadelphia. I think this number could get to 7. Yes, they're division foes. But Philly, don't forget, Wentz coming back from knee surgery. They get freshened for this, and the bye should help. Philly could be on the improve here in the second half of the season. And the Cowboys, what is Jerry Jones going to do here at quarterback down the road? Dak Prescott, I don't think he has the weapons. I mean, they're flawed. They can move it between the 20s unless Elliott runs it in, as we've said all year long. They can't throw it in. They did get a touchdown pass to Cooper, a little 2-yarder last week. But the Titans defense really frustrated Dallas. And then you've got to be a real football fan, or you just like betting football, which we know you do, and that's Monday Night Football, the Giants and San Fran. San Fran, a 3-point favorite. Total on the game is 44. Hey, listen, the Niners can play really good or they can play really bad, and the Giants have just been bad, specifically. But coming off the bye, maybe Saquon Barkley has a monster, really big breakout game against the Giants, and the total on that game is 44. We're turning for home. It's Week 10 in the NFL. Always trying to get ahead of the number. Always have you covered at BangTheBook.com. Follow me on Twitter at Brian Blessing. And, of course, listen to our pal Adam Burke with the Sports Betting Podcast right here at BangTheBook.com.